We're back live on the radio on Mix 104.1, Talk 101.3 The Buzz, and also on MixTV.tv. A lot of people were calling our station. Of course, we know that we were off the radio there for a little bit of time as far as your regular radio antenna signal, but we were always available to you on the Mix 104.1 app, and then also from the website there as well, where you can listen live from those locations if something happens with our radio signal. But just a few moments ago, we were able to restore power at our transmitter sites. We're back on the radio and on MixTV.tv live. And what we wanted to do, this was such an odd situation that happened earlier with the power outages around the community. We wanted to get Tim Henderson, President and CEO of Cleveland Utilities, on the phone to kind of walk us through and let us know what happened over these past, I guess, 45 minutes to an hour. So we'll welcome in Tim Henderson right now. Tim, how you doing, sir? I know you guys are very busy. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Dwayne. And yes, it's been a busy last hour for sure. And first and foremost, we always hate to have any outages on the system, and we apologize for the inconveniences that creates for our customers here in Cleveland and Bradley County. But always we can assure folks very quickly that we're doing all that we can to restore the power as soon as possible.
Well, Mr. Henderson, you and I were talking before we went on the air here. You were telling me a little bit about the East Cleveland substations, kind of where the problem began today. I know some areas like ourselves, where our transmitter sites are at off Weeks Drive, power is starting to be restored to some of those areas. But could you kind of walk us through a little bit? I know you don't want to get in too deep because a lot of it may not make sense to our listeners, but kind of give us a short synopsis of what happened.
Well, what makes sense to our listeners, obviously, is something has gone awry and the lights are not on. And
right.
So it becomes sometimes simple in that sense. But this area, Dwayne, in East Cleveland, the north end of our service territory, there's delivery points that come in from TVA. That's who delivers the power to local utilities in our area. And we had an equipment failure on our side of the system where we actually had a piece of equipment that failed, and it actually locked out the delivery from our TVA feed also. So that created a little bit of time issue. It was not TVA's fault. It was actually a fault in our system that backed into theirs that locked out that feed. That affects a lot of substations where that power is being distributed out to. So that has been resolved. The equipment failure will work through, and in process even now as you and I are talking, people are seeing power be restored in a sequence of events that they'll go through step at a time.
All right, again.
And from what I'm being told, Dwayne, right now from our dispatch folks, is all the power has been restored as of now.
All right, that is great information. Again, we're on the phone with Tim Henderson, President and CEO of Cleveland Utilities. Again, this was one of those things that was almost, I guess for lack of better words, it was almost like a domino effect. People started calling in, we started losing power, and then it just seemed to continue to grow. And, of course, that is a lot of concern for people when you notice that grid of power outages is just kind of growing.
Yes, and that's a good analogy to take, is that when we lose feed in that particular substation, this could occur on the south end. Those two delivery points that we have are going to affect substations that are fed from those two delivery points. So it does create somewhat of a domino effect of how the outages occur.
Well, Mr. Henderson, could we expect any more temporary power outages for repair on the transformer that failed or anything else, or should we pretty much be at full strength power for the rest of the day?
We should be at full strength power. I don't want to say that there could not be another outage occur, but generally speaking, the way that we will reroute the feeds necessary to make equipment repairs that enables us to keep people back in power while those repairs are being made. So generally that is not something that is related to the outage that we just experienced. But certainly we'll have folks out there making repairs as necessary to the equipment, and then everything will be restored normal on our system. But customers should not see any outages related to that currently.
All right, so hopefully no more interruptions of service. You know, it's one of those.
Hopefully not.
It's one of those things. I think with the weather that we had earlier, you know, you start thinking of more of a traditional way that you see power outages, which is unfortunately an accident where someone runs into a power pole or something like that, knocks out a certain area of a town, and the red lights go on a flashing mode and causes havoc for a little while. But this seemed to be a little bit more than that as we will continue to go on.
It was, yes. When we lose those substations, particularly to delivery points, that affects a lot. And in this case, that's exactly what occurred. And you're spot on. Most of the time, it's more an accident that's isolated or a tree that's fell on a line and taken out a feed to one particular substation. In this case, it was a substation that feeds a lot of other substations. So that's why it was a lot larger outage on our system.
All right. Well, sir, we appreciate your time so much. We were talking before we went on air. I said I could try to explain this, but I think I'd prefer if you could come on and maybe make a little more sense. So I appreciate your time in explaining to the people of Cleveland Utilities here, your customers, what transpired, and now really good news as we're back live on the radio and mixtv.tv.
Yes.
Things are back to normal.
Yes, not at all. And Dwayne, thank you for the opportunity to communicate with our customers and get that word out. We were working very proactively to have a lot larger presence and being able to let people know through social media and other venues that we have that the outages are occurring. Obviously, something of this magnitude we know pretty quick. But we recognize that people are inconvenienced by that, and we apologize for that. And just let our customers know that we do all that we can to have a really good, reliable power grid in our community, and we've got a lot of really good people working hard all the time to make sure that's the case. And the response that we have from our people here at Cleveland are nothing short of incredible, in my humble opinion.
All right. Well, Mr. Henderson, we think you do a great job as well, and we appreciate the relationship with the community and also with us here at WCLE. Anytime you need our airways, sir, you know that we're available to you.
You bet. Well, thank you, Dwayne, and hopefully we'll have a smooth sailing of the rest of this Wednesday hump day. How's that?
That sounds great. Thanks so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Again, we were on the phone there, joined on the phone and mixtv.tv and on the radio and on the app with Tim Henderson, President and CEO of Cleveland Utilities, kind of walking us through what happened earlier today. Of course, when this first started happening here for us at WCLE, we were noticing that our stations were going off the air. We have a location where our transmitter is at, which gets the radio signal out, and we knew that we had lost power to that because of the different ways that we monitor that here at our station and studios off Mouse Creek Road. We were fortunate enough that here at our location of our studios, we never lost power, which allowed us to continue to not only stream on the Mix 104.1 app and also on our website, but allowed us to kind of continue to work and reach out to people like Mr. Henderson and receive your calls from the community to kind of give us more of an idea of what was going on during that very difficult time. I know a lot of people, even E911, as we reached out to them earlier, they were saying that there was a lot of people having difficulties reaching Cleveland Utilities because of the mass power outage and everybody trying to get those calls in to let Cleveland Utilities know that there was a problem in their area. But just kind of recapping what Mr. Henderson told us, the East Cleveland substation had an issue. A transformer failed, which that transformer feeds multiple substations around the area of Cleveland and Bradley County. And once that failed, it did something to the feed with Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, and then that caused even larger issues. That's why, I guess for terminology purposes, the domino effect started, and it seemed like more and more areas were starting to lose power, and that's exactly what Tim Henderson said did happen once that transformer failed.
Your favorite art.
And all those things was going on. We're glad to be able to bring you that, but I do want to follow up with one thing that's very important to keep in mind. We talk about the Mix 104.1 app quite often here at WCLE. We're very proud of that. Thousands of you have subscribed to the Mix 104.1 app. You keep that on your smart device. This is one of those reasons why we talk about contests and staying in tune with us and those type things, listening to the radio anywhere around the world. But really, it's for things like what happened this morning. We were able to still stream on the Mix 1041 app and then from our website as well. So if you had power at a computer that maybe you had charged or something along those lines, you were able to pull up our website and click Listen Now and be able to listen to the stream. Or if you had the Mix 1041 app, we definitely suggest that. So if you had your Apple product or any other device that you listen or do your work with your phones on, you were able to pull that up with our Mix 1041 app and click Listen Now, and then we were still able to be on air. So a lot of times that is a circumstance. Not every time. There is those unique times where that may not be a possibility, but more than not, that will be a possibility. So that is just one more reason I would suggest right now why you have an opportunity, maybe a minute as you collect your thoughts and get ready to get back to work, that you go ahead and download the free Mix 1041 app presented by CHI Memorial. And you can do that if you don't have it by going to our website first. Go to our website, mymix1041.com. Download the free Mix 1041 app from there. Get that on your smart device, and then during circumstances like this in the future, if they come up, then you'll be set to be able to check the stream and still receive information from us as we will offer that during those times. So again, that is just one more reason why we say keep up with us on Mix 1041 on the app. And then, of course, right before Mr. Henderson called, we was getting ready to go live on mixtv.tv, our digital TV platform. That's another way that you're able to keep up with us on your smart device and things like that as well. If you have, keep up with us on mixtv.tv. So that's it. Most of you should, or according to Mr. Henderson, just about everybody should have power restored. It was not an accident. It was not something of those circumstances, which is a good thing, that there was no automobile accidents or a tree across the line from the storms and all the wet ground, maybe where a tree lost its roots and fell over on a power line. It wasn't those circumstances. It was just a substation, transformer failed. The backup called the feed from TVA to fail, which gave us that domino effect. So that's the latest that we have here on Mix 1041. Continue to stay with us throughout the day. Any issues come up, whether it's weather, traffic, electrical, whatever the circumstances are, we are your community station. We're right here with you in Cleveland and Bradley County. And when something happens, we'll be here with you on the radio, on the app, on mixtv.tv. This is Dwayne Williams reporting. We'll get you back now to regular scheduled programming.